All right, hello Fide parents and children, and welcome to a short video where we are going to talk about another awesome saint of St. John Gaulbert. All right, and the reason we're talking about St. John Gaulbert is because of how he really can show us how to live out this virtue of prudence. All right, and we remember what prudence is, right? So we're learning about it right now, and prudence, as we have already learned, is the ability to make good decisions. All right, it's making good choices, right? So taking the time to look at a situation and decide, okay, what is the right way to act here, and then acting on it. All right, it's not just thinking about how to act, but actually doing it. All right. So we're gonna learn about how that looks with St. John Gaulbert. All right. So let's talk about St. John Gaulbert. All right. So St. John Gaulbert grew up in a family where he had a brother, a mother, a father. And somewhere along the road, a man came and killed his brother. All right, it was devastating for him and his family. They loved his brother a lot. And how would you respond to that? I mean, you'd get angry, right? It's definitely a frustrating thing to see a man come and kill your brother. All right, and that's how he responded. All right, and that's how his father responded. His father even told him hey, you know what? We're gonna dedicate ourselves to hunting this person down, all right, and getting revenge on him, all right. And that's what his response was. So he went out and was basically looking for this man to try and get revenge on him, all right, to kill him, all right, to pay back for what he did for his brother, all right. And eventually down the road, he did find the man who killed his brother. All right, it was on Good Friday, and as he went up to the man, he pulled out his sword and was about to kill him, but the man, pleaded for mercy and said, "Sir, please, not on the day of our Lord's death." And Saint John at that moment, paused and thought, and all of a sudden a vision came to him of God saying, have mercy on him. So he was like, oh, wait a second. This is not what God's calling me to do, all right? God's not calling me to act on my anger. He's calling me to act with mercy and compassion and forgiveness, all right? So he did. He stopped. He didn't kill the man who killed his brother. Instead, he from that moment on dedicated his life to God, all right? And it lived a life in a monastery, all right? And he became a man who dedicated his life to God and served him with the rest of his life. So we see in that situation, that story, where St. John, had the opportunity to act on anger and get this revenge on the man who killed his brother, but he didn't. All right, he used prudence, and right, he stopped, he thought, he prayed. All right, he sought God. All right. And by doing that, he was able to control his emotion of anger, all right, and say, this is not the right way. The right way is to show mercy and follow what God told us and turn the other cheek, all right, and to serve him, all right. So ultimately, at the end, we see prudence in the story of St. John of Gaulbert. So that is, something we look towards, all right? How many times do we get angry at someone who does something wrong to us, all right? And we are led by that anger to seek revenge, or to turn that person away, instead of controlling that anger, all right, and guiding it and saying, anger, you're not going to control me. Let me do the right thing. Right, and actually, forgive this person, even if they, don't ask for forgiveness. Forgive them in your heart, so you can not live a life of anger. All right, and learn to find joy. All right, or even let's say making the right decision. Your friends invite you to this movie that you shouldn't be watching. All right, and you have to you want to hang out with your friends, you want to go to the movies with your friends, but they're going to go watch a movie that they shouldn't be watching, right? You need to stop and think, right? wait, what is the right thing? What's the right decision here? All right. And the right decision would be to stop thinking and say, okay, I don't need to go to this movie. I'm going to stay back. All right. So that's prudence. Prudence is being able to take time to control your emotions and make the right decision. All right. I hope this was helpful, and I hope you have a good day, and God bless.